Magneto is returning to the center of the Marvel Universe, and Iron Studios has already turned that moment into a new statue. Inspired by Avengers' Doomsday, this older, battle-hardened version of the Master of Magnetism gives us the perfect reason to look across several eras of the character, from a restrained cinematic design to some of the most ambitious comic-based Magneto statues ever produced. We're beginning with that new Iron Studios release. At 1/10 scale, this is the smallest statue in the group, but its silhouette carries real authority. Magneto rises above a broken architectural pedestal with one hand extended, while the other gathers the heavy folds of his cape. Instead of the bright red and purple costume most collectors expect, the movie-inspired design uses dark burgundy, charcoal, and weathered metallic tones. Long coat panels drop around his legs, and the cape opens behind him without swallowing the figure. The portrait is where this statue establishes its identity. Gray hair frames the helmet, and the lined, severe face gives Magneto the look of a leader who has spent decades surviving conflict. The damaged pedestal and bent debris bring his power into the base without making the whole piece feel oversized. Iron Studios lists it at just under 12 inches tall, so this is a practical display piece with a current Avengers Doomsday connection, and a visual interpretation that is very different from every statue that follows. The restrained palette also gives the sculpted textures more room to work. The smooth armor of the helmet contrasts with the worn coat, layered fabric, gloves, and fractured masonry beneath him. From the side and rear, the long cape creates a strong triangular shape that keeps the smaller scale from feeling slight. This is not Magneto presented as a brightly colored superhero or theatrical villain. It is a grounded, intimidating commander whose age and experience are built into nearly every surface of the statue. Sideshow's newer Magneto Master of Magnetism premium format figure moves in the opposite direction. This is Magneto as a pure comic book icon, inspired by Jim Lee's unforgettable presentation of the character on X-Men #1. The red suit is bright and muscular, the purple armor has a polished metallic finish, and the helmet, raised collar, gauntlets, belt, and boots give the costume a clean graphic rhythm. What makes the statue work is the way everything seems to be moving away from Magneto's extended hand. His torso pushes forward, the cape rolls outward in enormous sculpted folds, and the industrial metal beneath him twists into sharp, rising shapes. He appears to be floating through the center of an invisible magnetic explosion. At more than 25 inches tall and nearly 22 inches deep, the composition needs real display space, but that width gives it the impact of a comic cover translated into 3 dimensions. Daniel Bell's sculpt keeps Magneto's anatomy powerful without losing the elegance of the pose. The face is stern and controlled, not enraged, and the reach of the left hand makes the viewer feel as though the magnetic field extends beyond the base. The Sideshow exclusive added an alternate portrait, but even the standard presentation is a complete, unmistakable statement of classic Magneto. The sculpted cape deserves special attention because it carries so much of the composition's energy. Its weight begins at the shoulders, then spreads into deep folds that frame the body without hiding the costume. From the rear, those folds become almost architectural, while the broken metal of the base keeps the movement connected to Magneto's power rather than to wind alone. That balance between a clean, heroic figure and a violent environment is what gives the statue its unusually complete premium format presence. XM Studios' original quarter-scale Magneto is one of the most distinctive statues of the character because it refuses to put him in a conventional action pose. Here, Magneto sits on a throne built from the ruined hand and machinery of a Sentinel. The giant armored fingers rise behind his shoulders like a mechanical crown, while cracked plates, exposed cables, and shattered components turn the entire lower half into a story about victory over the machines created to hunt mutants. Magneto's relaxed posture is the real source of power. One leg extends forward, one arm rests comfortably, and the expression suggests that destroying the Sentinel required almost no effort. Collectors can display him with or without the helmet, and the alternate left arms create 2 excellent narratives. Magneto can levitate Cerebro's helmet over his open palm, or rest his hand against his own helmet in quiet thought. A separate Cerebro helmet can also be placed on the throne. The unhelmeted portrait brings Eric Lanzier forward, while the helmeted version turns him back into the symbol. Either way, the dark red costume, purple armor, and enormous Sentinel hand give this piece a weight and menace that a standing pose might never have achieved. With an edition size of 800, it remains one of XM's defining early Marvel statues. This is also a statue that rewards being viewed from more than one angle. From the front, Magneto dominates the composition. From the sides and rear, the Sentinel fingers, mechanical joints, and cables reveal just how completely the throne has been built from a defeated enemy. The seated format gives the piece a broader, heavier presence than a simple standing figure, and every alternate display keeps the same central idea intact. Magneto is not fighting for control here. He has already won. XM's Dawn of X Magneto tells a much more modern story. Instead of ruling from wreckage, he is stepping upward from a crushed Sentinel environment that nature has begun to reclaim. Broken machinery, torn armor, cables, foliage, and pale flowers all compete for attention around the base. That mixture of organic life and dead anti-mutant technology is exactly what connects the statue to the Krakoan era. The figure itself is tall, calm, and exceptionally configurable. 2 portraits allow a helmeted or unhelmeted display, and 4 right arms change the mood of the entire statue. Magneto can close his hand into a fist, reach outward with his power, hold his helmet, or levitate a Krakoan flower inside a damaged Sentinel eyeball. That last configuration is the most specific to the source material, turning a small botanical detail into a symbol of the new mutant nation. At roughly 62 centimeters tall, this is a large and very heavy quarter-scale centerpiece. The final production count was reported as 249, below the original made-to-order maximum of 599. More important than the number, however, is the way XM uses every switch out to let the collector decide whether this Magneto feels threatening, reflective, political, or quietly triumphant. The color design helps keep all of that environmental detail from overpowering the figure. Magneto's red and purple costume remains the strongest shape in the composition, while the darker machinery and muted natural elements create layers beneath him. Rear and three-quarter views reveal how thoroughly the Sentinel wreckage wraps around the statue, so the base never feels like decoration added after the fact. It is part battlefield, part monument, and part visual record of the political world this version of Magneto inhabits. Our final statue is Sideshow's earlier Magneto maquette, and it still delivers one of the clearest visual demonstrations of his power. Magneto levitates above the ruined head of a Sentinel, while strips of broken metal coil upward beneath his boots. Those twisting forms act like invisible supports, making the figure feel suspended inside the destruction he has created. The body is rendered in a tightly textured red suit with armored purple gloves, boots, belt, and helmet. The standard portrait shows gritted teeth and white eyes, capturing Magneto in the middle of using his abilities. The exclusive offered an unmasked head, but the helmeted portrait is the one that completes the classic silhouette. And then there is the cape. Unlike the fully sculpted cape on the newer premium format figure, this maquette uses purple fabric with internal wires. That gives the collector control over its sweep and allows the rear and three-quarter views to change dramatically depending on how the folds are shaped. Paired with the Sentinel wreckage, it creates a display that feels theatrical from every side. The maquette also succeeds because the destruction stays readable instead of becoming visual noise. The Sentinel head gives the base an immediate focal point, while the narrow pieces of curling metal guide the eye upward to Magneto. From the front, the statue is a direct display of power. From the side, the wired cape and suspended pose create a much more fluid silhouette. It is an older release, but its mix of engineering, portrait work, and theatrical movement still feels remarkably effective. These 5 statues show why Magneto remains such a compelling subject for collectors. Iron Studios gives us the timely cinematic interpretation. Sideshow's Master of Magnetism turns a Jim Lee-inspired icon into a magnetic explosion. XM's classic throne makes power look effortless. Dawn of X builds an entire chapter of mutant history into its base and switch-outs. And the earlier Sideshow maquette uses levitation, mixed media, and Sentinel wreckage to create a timeless centerpiece. Which of these Magneto statues would you put in your collection? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy detailed looks at the best statues and busts from across the hobby, subscribe to Comic Book Statues and Busts so you don't miss the next episode.